Hey, what's up guys? My name's SuperBPro, and today I'm going to be talking about something that has been on my mind the past couple days. It stemmed from watching really this interview from Chaos X Silencer on his Chaos on Silence channel. I'll have the link to what I'm talking about in the description. It's the Alex Ramirez interview, and if you guys don't know what it's about, I'll give you the short rundown, but I'll also have the link in the description so you can watch the full video for yourself. It's basically this guy named Alex Ramirez. He's from Mexico, and he essentially brought his girlfriend from Mexico illegally into the United States a long time ago. And then they ended up getting married and having a kid in the US, and later on down the road, he wanted his girlfriend to become a legal US citizen. So they went to sign the papers and everything and get everything in order. And they basically sent his girlfriend, wife, whatever, back to Mexico for 5 years. So the only way that he could provide for his family, and from what I assume is the only means of income that they have, is by him, just sending money from the US to Mexico for them. And the only means that he had to do that from was, in his case, an Uber. He was an Uber driver, and that's how he'd make his money. And before, he was a construction worker, and he didn't have any problems with money. But when he got fired, then that's what he had to do, is become an Uber driver. Makes like $20 an hour. So yeah, it's really not that much for a family with a kid, and not to mention the kid has some type of disability, and essentially all the money that he had before, he wiped out on his kid. Later on, the kid got better, but like I said, the only money that he had that was coming in was from Uber, which was not that much at all. So with all that being said, what he did in his downtime on his job was he started streaming Pokemon Go. And so like he would be on a drive, he would be working with a customer, dropping him off or whatever, and then in his downtime he would stream catching Pokemon and whatever you do on Pokemon Go. Basically all his audience wanted him to go to some type of graveyard or whatever. He kept saying no because he didn't have any Pokeballs or something. So what he did was he went to a church. And I guess in the game, churches and stuff in real life are like landmarks where you can go and get items and stuff like that, I guess. So he went to the church while he was streaming, and he saw this car, I think it was a truck, parked in the church in the back. Then he just assumed that the guy in the truck there was playing Pokemon as well, because there was Pokemon like right where he was parked or whatever. So he went up to him, and I guess he pulled right behind him and actually saw what he was actually doing, which was dropping off a dead body behind a church. You can actually watch what he was streaming at the time. You can go back and find a video of it. And I mean, he was absolutely freaking out, and he drove away. Luckily, everything was okay, and everything was fine. But this is now I'm getting into the the meat and potatoes of this video and what I actually want to talk about. I guess people that was watching his stream were like, after everything happened with the church, they were calling the police department that he's from. It was somewhere in Texas, I think. And they were just spam calling just over and over the police department, making false claims that he was like a killer. So they try to get him, I guess the whole time, they were trying to get him to drive to places, and then they would report him. So if say he went to, I don't know, a graveyard or something, a cemetery, then they would make calls to the police department saying that he was there, he was an Uber driver at the cemetery, he killed someone, he's gonna drop off a dead body, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So as a result of that, and I mean there's several other kinds of spam calls just reporting him and stuff, he actually ended up losing his job. And for a guy that is resorting to driving Uber, and he spends a lot of time in the car, so in his downtime, he tries to stream just to have fun and maybe entertain some people too. That's what happens to him. He gets fired from his job because of all these false accusations and false reports, and he goes through this stress just because he's trying to do something fun in the kind of rough situation he's in. So with all this being said, I wanted to talk today about the conscience of today's community, I guess, as a whole. So I don't understand what goes through the heads of these kids, these people that do this stuff to people, like the trolls. Do these people not have the mental capacity to actually realize that they're ruining other people's lives? That's the question that I'm begging someone to answer. I mean, everyone's been a troll once. Like, if you're on the internet, you've probably been a troll now, like, every once in a while. At least once. Like, I know when I was a kid, I would be, I'd be the troll. I was the troll on the internet, just, making stupid jokes and, kind of harassing people. But not to the point of this, I'd make fun of people or something, stupid kid stuff, right? So, now it's getting to the point where people are literally, it's been happening forever. People getting swatted, that's the same deal. But this guy literally lost his job and lost the means, to give income to his family. And to me, that's just absolutely insane. Like, what? Like, this guy does not deserve that at all. He doesn't deserve anything that he's going through right now. He should, like, it's just, I don't know. It's absolutely insane. So, for people to actually do this to people, they would literally have to have no conscience at all. Like, how far does it have to go until people start to realize, until their conscience kicks in, and they're like, wow, I'm ruining this guy's life. What am I doing? Like, is that not a thing? Do people not think that? Like, it just seems like today, with the internet being a thing, right, it's like you can do anything you want without any, like, consequence. But on the same side, it's like, at what point does your conscience kick in and you say to yourself, what am I doing? I'm ruining lives. Like, at what point do you actually think that? Is that not a thing anymore? Do people not have a conscience? Because that's what it seems like. Because it seems like there's so much, like, stuff going on that people don't even, like the craziest things, and people just don't care. So I don't know if it is because of, being able to do, I don't know if it's, having the ability to be completely anonymous on the internet and you can do whatever you want and get away with everything. But, like I said, well, that's a thing that it's been around since the internet was, the internet first became a thing. I'm talking about people actually thinking to themselves, and how do people not feel guilty? Do people not think? Because it would, like, for me, it would literally take 5 seconds of me, trolling this guy to think, why am I doing this, right? Or, like, you could make fun of him, right? And, he said in the interview, people make fun of him because he said his words were something like, I know I'm ugly and I know I'm fat, but those are just words. And while you can be a troll like that, that's fine. That's whatever. But when you actually make these calls to the police and to Uber and stuff like that literally gets him fired and makes it to where he can't provide any money to his family in Mexico, to his kid that has a disability, like, there's no way that people don't understand anymore that, you can do, with the internet, you can literally do anything, whether it's good or bad. Like, it's the people who do this. It's their job to, draw the line. And I don't know if it's just because people on the internet aren't responsible or if it's just a bunch of kids. But, obviously it's not, because these people have to actually have, the intelligence, I guess, or the means to make these calls to the police, make them, something with enough sustenance to where the cops actually have to report on it. They have to make it seem real. So, if you have to go through that much work to actually make that claim and do that kind of thing, it's like, obviously you have to be somewhat, intelligent enough to do that. Why, is it just the way that people are now? Since they can get away with anything, they just want to destroy other people's lives. I don't know. That's going to be it for this video, though, guys. I just wanted to talk about that. Something I was just kind of thinking about. Like I said, I'll have the full interview in the description on Chaos's channel. So that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. I post a video at least once every day. If not two, I woke up early this morning so I can post this one, so that way I can get out another video sometime later today. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.